Many of you have already taken advantage of the t-shirt sale that's going on at the Florida Mach-E store right now, 10% off with the coupon code LUCKY with an extra Y. That's LUCKYY. The most recent design we have is Auxilium Meum ad Domino, which of course means the Lord is my protector, along with the Chi-Rho symbol. That sale will be going on through Sunday. You can pick up your stuff here at the Florida Mach-E page. Just find us here on YouTube and scroll across the top and you'll see store. All sorts of different colors, styles. I have the prices set to the absolute lowest allowed by Teespring, so you won't find t-shirts cheaper anywhere, especially with the sale. There's also different designs. If you go to the Teespring store, I've had 4 or 5 different ones over the last couple of years. So anyway, thank you to those who have already done so, but if you haven't, now is the best time to do so. Starting off today, I would like to do something for a friend that I never thought I was going to be in a position to do. Some of you are aware that I am a guitar player, somewhat, and very average guitar player and singer. And different decisions get made some years ago, and maybe that's all I do for a living, but life is what it is. Music has been one of my great pleasures in my life. It is a healing force in my life, and without it, I don't know where I would be. And one of those places I go when I need to have some healing from music is the Isaacs. They are truly a gift from heaven. They are a gospel bluegrass band. I'm sure a lot of you know who they are. Sonia, Becky, and Ben across the top. Their mom and dad in the middle. Lily and Joe. Becky's husband, John Bowman, is an incredible singer and songwriter in his own right. Sonia's husband is a man named Jimmy Yeary, and he's written songs for Martina McBride. Absolutely breathtakingly powerful singers. You will not find better anywhere in their genre. I cannot think of enough superlatives to speak of the Isaacs this way, but they have very recently launched their own YouTube channel. And doing music with a visual aspect to it, like you do here on YouTube, is a bit more of a challenge sometimes. And because of course, what's going on in the world right now, the lack of the touring that goes on, they have had this opportunity to stand up their own forum on YouTube, Facebook, somewhat. I don't personally use Facebook, so I wouldn't be able to say much about how to take advantage of their music there, but they do have a channel. It only has about 6,000 subscribers, which to me is just way too low for the amount of talent they have. They have more talent, each one of them, in their little tiny pinky fingernail than I have in my whole body. They are just that good. Sonia's a writer. Sonia has written with Vince Gill. Ben is kind of the producer, the guy that puts everything together, the glue. It is just absolutely some of the most amazing healing music that you've ever heard in your life. There was a time in my life when I was going through kind of a rough patch, and their music saved my life. Absolutely. I was fortunate enough to see them live here in Florida and was able to convince Sonia to sign one of my guitars, and it was absolutely the greatest joy of my life. So if you could humbly go to the Isaacs, just like it sounds, on YouTube, and give them a shout out, give them a subscribe, go through some of their music. It's kind of unfortunate that some of their best performances are on other channels, other places that people have put up. The Gaithers was one of them. But hopefully that will all change very soon, and people will go here only to find the best of the Isaacs. So Now, this all having been said, there is something else I wanted to talk about today. It's a change that's occurred, and some have seen it, but not a lot have expounded on it. It used to be a safe thing to say on this platform and others that healthy choices are up to you for your life. You can't choose for other people. You can make healthy choices for your life specifically because you can't choose for other people. You can change your work environment, you can change your diet, you can exercise more, you can meditate, you can do yoga, you can take up music. Whatever for your life you believe is healthy, you believe makes you better and feel better, that's entirely up to you. And it's your responsibility to be healthy for you. Well, all that seems to be out the door now, doesn't it? Because now they're saying that communal health is our responsibility. That no matter how poor a choice someone else has made for their life, it is my job now to change how I behave to protect them. Meaning that because I can't know for sure whether I am sick or I'm not, or whether I'm an asymptomatic carrier or not, I have to now change how I behave to protect others. Nobody, to this date, I have seen nobody in any major forum, any major mainstream media forum, talk about innate immunity. But I have seen a reference to it recently, but not in a good way. Innate immunity versus adaptive immunity is this. For those who aren't aware, adaptive immunity means that you've gotten sick, you've developed antibodies, so you have a certain type of immunity to a certain thing. But above that, before you even get exposed to something, people have what's called innate immunity. And this is something you can choose. You can choose to reinforce your immune system by your own healthy choices. Getting enough sleep, eating right, exercising, not smoking, not drinking. Even to some extent, where you live, fresh air. There were even people that said that those who sequestered themselves and were not social were less likely to have a healthy immune system than those who were social people. But now they don't say that anymore because that's not politically correct. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a little scary. U.S. employers wary of coronavirus immunity tests as they move to reopen. U.S. employers have cooled to the idea of testing workers for possible immunity to the coronavirus as they prepare to reopen factories and other workplaces. Now, you would think that would be something employers would want to know. Wouldn't that protect everyone? Wouldn't that allow us to go forward? But you see, there's a political aspect to this, saying that some people are immune and some aren't, would give the ability of business owners to choose who works for them and who doesn't. And that goes against all of this "we are the world" nonsense that's been put out for years and years and years. Because it might show some type of a bias. Blood tests that check for antibodies to the new coronavirus have been touted by governments and some disease experts as a way to identify people who are less likely to fall ill or infect others. Now, you see, that's the reference I was talking about. This isn't a test to see who's been sick and is now immune. This is a way to identify people who are by their innate immune system less likely to fall ill or infect others. But that would mean discriminating, wouldn't it? And we can't have that. Italian automaker Ferrari NV has made antibody testing central to its Back on Track project to restarting factories. But many U.S. companies are not planning to use them, relying on face masks, temperature checks, social distancing, and diagnostic tests for those with symptoms, employers and healthcare experts told Reuters. Because they don't want to get sued. Because this group of people over here made poor choices, and they are more likely to get sick, and this group of people over here made better choices, and they're less likely to get sick. You see, that would give a business the ability to discriminate. See, this person over here, whether they get exposed to it or not, they're less likely to get sick with anything. The flu, the coronavirus, any other communicable disease, because they've made better choices than this group over here. Smokers, drinkers, partiers, people that make poor choices, bad diet. You see, what got me thinking about this is I just had a video taken down. I mean, not demonetized, taken down. And in that video, I made the allegation that perhaps we should apologize to a certain celebrity because years ago, that celebrity said that she preferred to be social distanced from people she perceived to be unhealthy back before it was popular, back before it was in vogue. And she was, basically the term they use now is canceled from all online forums everywhere because she made that allegation that she didn't want to, she felt like she shouldn't be forced to be around people she believed to be unhealthy or people who made poor choices. Interest in antibody tests from employers has fallen in recent weeks as reports have suggested that it is too early to conclude that antibodies to the new coronavirus translate into immunity. Now that's a weird statement. Isn't that the literal definition of antibodies? Translate into immunity. See, this is once again people that could test positive for the presence of it, but not be sick themselves because they have stronger immune systems, which goes to better choices, which is something they can't talk about because that causes discrimination based on life choices. The AMA cautioned on Thursday that these tests do not determine an individual's immunity because this goes to the difference between adaptive and innate. And they're trying to dance around this in this article without coming right out and saying what they really mean. That your healthy lifestyle choices now are irrelevant. We are only healthy now as a communal force. We are not healthy individually anymore. Because if I get exposed to the same thing that person B over here gets exposed to, and they get sick and I don't, that's my fault. That somehow I've done something that can't be acknowledged, can't be promoted. It's probably some kind of privilege, and I'll just leave it there. So, anyway, if you would, I'll reiterate the Isaacs. If you could go to their page, subscribe, take a listen to some of their music. It's absolutely great. Once again, doing music on YouTube versus just going into a studio and recording it is a very different thing. Especially live, where it's just, one take and go and everybody can see the tune-ups and the mistakes. It's not the same experience, but for me, it's kind of more relaxing because I can look and see, oh wow, even people with that talent, have to do a restart here, or they miss a note here, or they miss a chord there, but these people don't very often. So anyway, God bless y'all. Like, share, subscribe. Have a happy weekend, and we'll see you next time.